Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hanging Out for a Living. In today's segment, we have the pleasure of interviewing Sean-Reed McGee, an entrepreneur and educational marketer who's making waves in the world of higher education. Sean has a deep commitment to excellence and a passion for helping people. He focuses on higher education lead generation and prospect management, and constantly striving to create innovative solutions for clients of all sizes. His most recent venture, Focus Quest, is a marketing company dedicated to providing trustworthy, transparent, and knowledgeable services for historically Black colleges and universities, or as we like to call them in higher ed, HBCUs, to connect with their students or the student body online. So through Focus Quest, learners can find resources to connect with colleges and institutions offering programs tailored to their needs. Sean is here to share his insights on educational marketing, technology integration, and the future of the education industry. So let's dive in. Welcome, Sean. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much, T. I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
Absolutely. So let's dive in. We have some questions for you, about four, and so here we go with the first one. Can you tell us more about your journey as an entrepreneur in the field of educational marketing and how it led you to create Focus Quest?
Gotcha. So I want to let you know, I know you said we only had a limited time, but I need you to sit back. We need about an hour to answer that question. No, again, started, as you know, back in the day in the 90s. It was great as the overall market evolved from paper, doing magazines, to outdoor, to radio and cable. And then, of course, the birth of the internet, a wonderful thing. Entrepreneurship, I think, is something that always was embedded within me. Always wanted to sit back and do things outside the box, always wanted to create something, always wanted to kind of be on my own, but also be with a team, have a sense of teamwork, but be a leader within that team as well. So with that in mind, again, entrepreneurship is something I think is kind of viral. It's in your blood. And it's something, even if I tried to fight it, it would keep on coming back. So it became a part of my core. And then also having the ability to make change and make meaningful change. Again, sometimes you have to do that from a position of leadership. And sometimes when you are just one of the numbers and deciding to go in and punch out and work the 9 to 5s, a lot of times the real change happens before 9 and after 5. Right. And I wanted to make sure that I was in the room where it happened. And, with that in mind, entrepreneurship has been something that I can live with. And I think that people who needed a steady check, you know what, this might not be the route. But for those who are a little bit more adventurous in this regards, again, risk equals reward. And so far, going on about 3 decades of risk. And I'm happy to say that I would do it all over again, multiple times over.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And all up from all that entrepreneurship and all the different, I know you have multiple businesses. You birthed, I guess, Focus Quest is the best way to put it, birthed it and brought it to life. And so Focus Quest aims to connect learners with colleges and institutions that offer programs catering to their interests. How do you ensure transparency and trustworthiness in the process?
Wow, great question. Well, let me go back to sit back and tell you that Focus Quest, of course, focuses with the HBCUs. Again, as I mentioned before, I have been in the industry of helping to recruit students for college universities around the country, in essence, around the world, for nearly 30 years. Realized that during those years, I had an opportunity to help colleges and universities that, again, the majority of them did not cater to students of color. And so those minority populations. So with that in mind, Focus Quest, gave birth to it. And with that, and also having it where the focus really goes towards the online programs. So right now, making sure technology hits these universities in a way. So they've already been affected. Having it where it's great to have grassroots efforts and energy. However, making sure that we meet students where they are, and where they are is online. They're on their phone. They're on their tablet, they're on their iPad, whatever it might be. And we need to make sure that we provide them with an education that leads to gainful employment. Yes, we love to get them on our campuses, and those campuses by far to have the overall experience, but Sometimes we got to, again, meet them where they are. So we can provide the HBCU experience and bring it to them online is key. So, in essence, to answer your question right now, how do we make sure that we keep that, in essence, that overall integrity? How do we make sure that we, ensure things like that? I think by providing a sincere experience to them, one that they can believe in, one that they feel as though has been, in essence, catered to them, one that is just overall sincere, that we do care because we do. I think that's key. And so what we do is we take the first step, and then we hope that they will actually follow right behind that, understanding that we're in it for them. We only win when they win. This
Right.
is not a situation where we will win regardless. No, honestly, again, even the way the structure of Focus Quest is that we don't sit back and we don't charge our clients and our school partners up front. We are sitting back and we are in it for the long haul with them. And so, guess what? If they don't win, neither do we. And we'll put in the time and effort and energy and the resources and the technology to make it happen. And only when we start getting students for them will we actually sit back and be able to kind of smile and say, you know what, we've done, in essence, our portion of our job. So that's kind of that's what we cater to.
So you really provided a great segue into the next question, which is in this increasingly digital world, how do you see the role of technology in shaping the future of higher education and student engagement?
It's 50% of it all. Again, right now, we I think unless people have been on a rock, I think people have seen the power of AI
Oh, yeah.
and Chat GPT. It's incredible. The fact is that education is changing I feel like on a daily basis, or at least a monthly basis,
Yeah.
where the things that we can do now we can never do. I'll tell you right now, I was a pretty good student. I wasn't the best, but I was a pretty good student. Give me B plus. You know what? Maybe every once in a while, if I was nice to the teacher, maybe I get an A minus or something. But that was pretty okay. Right now, but where was, again, this technology of AI where you can sit back and articulate again a particular subject matter, and it spits out an overall paper for you. Oh my gosh! So now, right now, we have to sit back and we have to make sure that our students understand and keep the integrity of the learning process.
Right.
So technology in itself, we have to sit back, we have to grade, we have to, judge them accordingly. Because there's going to be some guys, some people out there who are just brilliant with understanding how to fit into AI and let it generate everything for you. So we've got to judge against that stuff. We actually have on our Focus Quest site, we actually have a integrity agreement that we asked all of our students to actually sign. And this is just letting them know, okay, fine, you know what? Don't cheat yourself by far. Make sure, because if something goes down, the power goes down, or you lose a charge. I'm not sure if you've ever had it where your phone has gone dead and your heart goes, because again, with your phone going dead, does your intelligence go dead too? Do you not, you know what, again, can you not survive based on the phone, the lifetime of your phone? We want to make sure that, again, we are all human beings with a heart, with emotions, with morals. Education is all a part of that by far. So technology is leading the way. We have to, again, meet students where they are as far as the flexibility, the convenience thereof to learn. We live in a society that, I'm not going to say that we are, I guess maybe the best way to say it is we know a lot. I'm not going to say that we're more intelligent because we have more capability of, Googling everything. I think that it was something to be said about going to the library and going through some, microfiche and researching something and finding out the details thereof to make it your own. That information stayed with you. I think sometimes we have maybe sometimes information overload where we have so many things going in, it probably just as long as it comes in, it goes right out. And then
Yeah.
we forget. Again, love Jeopardy, because how those guys remember, how those women, people remember everything. I have no idea. But again, we want to sit back and use technology to sit back and continue to enhance us by far. So yes, if we can sit back instead of reading one book, you can maybe listen to 10 to 15 audiobooks again
Right.
and get those nuggets, and then put it into a place where you can sit back and share it with others so that it stays a part of who you are. So technology comes where some of this technology has been around for years and some
Yes.
of it's just being highlighted. But we just have to make sure we're utilizing it the right way and make sure that we reach the students and in the best way. I guess one last example, I have 3-year-old twins, grand twins, excuse me. Grand twins. And with that in mind, I sit back and when we FaceTime each other and how they know how to use their iPads and phones, I am just floored. And I'm saying to myself, would I have known how to use that to swipe and do this and do that and navigate through at that age? I assume I would have. But nonetheless, this is their world. And us older individuals or much more mature individuals, we
There
have
you
to do
go.
that. We have to utilize technology in a way where it's helping us also communicate with the next generation.
Absolutely. I like how you went into mature individuals.
Because
And also,
me and you, we're getting younger.
yeah, we're mature. Um, and I'm wondering how many people are going to Google microfiche.
Uh,
After this, yeah. That's going to be that's going to blow up Google. Watch. So, so last but not least, as an educational marketer, what advice would you give to HBCUs and other educational institutions looking to enhance their online presence and actually effectively reach their target audience?
mm. I learned a phrase a long time ago in regards to not allowing perfection to get in the pursuit of perfection to get in the way of being extremely good. And so often when we are, while we are trying to make sure that we do things in excellence, sometimes we shy away from doing anything at all. And so our progress becomes extremely slow or extremely hindered because we want to be perfect per se. And so I would say to all of my existing HBCU partners, along with my future ones, is that don't allow, again, the pursuit of perfection to get in the way. It's okay if we get it, at 3/4 of the way right.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do is we'll circle back, clean it up, and get it, 100% there. The goal here is to choose people kind of correctly based on who has the, proper intent, who is there in the fight with you.
Yeah.
And then once you sit back and you've got a good team, I think that team will make the needed adjustments to help you get to where you need to be. Who's got your back on the long and your front in the long haul? And
Sure.
so that would be my suggestion is, again, it's more heartfelt than, operations. It's more heartfelt than, in essence, technical, because I feel like when you have the right people and you have the right partner, come on, we live in a world where, these partnerships, I don't care if it's personal or business, majority of partnerships don't last longer than 3 years. Again, and it's a shame. Again, I think I'm a little bit more old school in regards to the fact that I love loyalty. I love giving it and I love receiving it. And so with that in mind, again, we'll get it right. We just don't have to get it perfect before we make a move. So again, when it comes to online learning, when it comes to technology, the fact is continue to make it have progress. Continue to sit back and say, this year, right now I'm here. Next year, I would love to be here. The following year, I need to be there so that we don't continue to lose ground to other
Absolutely.
organizations. That's, again, if you're not moving forward, you in essence are moving backwards.
Exactly. Now, excellent advice. So we're going to wrap it up, folks. I know Sean's a very busy man, and I'm just grateful that he took time out to be with us today. And as you can see, Sean has dedicated himself to transforming the education industry through innovative marketing solutions and technology integration. His expertise in higher education, lead generation, and prospect management is invaluable to learners seeking the right educational opportunities. If you're interested in exploring the intersection of education and marketing, or have questions about navigating the ever-changing landscape of higher education, be sure to connect with Sean, whose contact information you'll find in the description of this video. So thank you again, Sean, for joining us. And everyone, until next time, we'll say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, T.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
you.
Likewise.